So we talk a lot about the '88 undefeated season, the first one in West Virginia University history, led by Don Nealon and, of course, Major Harris.
Nealon feeling.
'93, we had another undefeated season, but a lot of people will tell you that our schedule wasn't that tough. Even Miami was down. I don't necessarily agree, but a lot of people will tell you that. And then we got romped in the Sugar Bowl in that year. But the thing that people probably have the strongest emotion about is not losing to Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. That was frustrating. It was. But people feel more strongly about a game we will not mention, we will not discuss, and then the coach who left us after it all happened. That's Rich Rodriguez in the 2007 season. So the question we want to ask you on this edition of Mountaineer Would You Rather, here again with the Raspy Voice Kids, me being Brandon.
And I'm Jeremy.
Would you rather Major Harris never separates his shoulder in that 1989 culmination of the 1988 season, Fiesta Bowl, or Rich Rodriguez never bolts for Michigan and instead stays and continues to build on what seemed to be a juggernaut? What do you say? What say you?
Thinking about this, I'm torn on a few different levels. The first, if I'm going to be completely selfish,
selfish.
The one thing I think about is, 88, 89, I was 3 years old.
Yeah,
So
I was
I
5.
don't really remember it. So I almost want to go with that. But then the truth is, if we win that game, then I don't have to hear nothing from nobody because we have a national championship.
Everything's different.
So it does affect me. So it makes a harder call. I personally evaluating both of them. I think if Major doesn't separate his shoulder and doesn't get hurt, it doesn't necessarily mean that we win the game. Notre Dame was strong.
They were. Tony Rice. That was a team that beat. It was a Catholics versus convict season.
Yeah, I don't know any of the Notre Dame players, okay?
Tony Rice was the quarterback.
I was 3. Look, I mean, maybe I'm a historian. I should go back. I'm not a historian.
Well, you watched the 30 for 30.
I did. I did see that. So for me, I just remember what we had, and what we had. I don't think that we had all the players that we needed at the time, but I think
In '88?
No, now. I'm sorry. Now, when Rich Rod left, but I felt like we were building towards something. And my most important thing is we were bringing players in, and we started rolling with the spread offense. And like I said, I'm not an insider, and I don't know like all the facts necessarily. But from what I hear, I heard Terrell Pryor was in the bag.
That's what I hear too.
And it makes sense to me when I think of it. He's from Pennsylvania.
Now explain who Terrell Pryor was.
Terrell Pryor was number 1 overall.
Number 1
in
recruit.
the country. He's this
dual threat quarterback, 6'5",
fast. Matter of fact, he's playing receiver in the NFL right now. This is right after Pat White was going to leave that year. So Terrell Pryor could have came in and took the reins and did his thing with Noah Devine. It would have been nasty.
He was perfect for the offense we ran. Whether that Rich Rod ran with Calvin McGee as the offensive coordinator.
So I feel, and we were still in the Big East, I feel that if he would have stayed, we'd have got one.
Well, we had a top 15 recruiting class, I believe, at that time.
We would have got one.
So, yeah, it would have been powerful. My thing...
And the thing is, if we didn't get one that year, we were building something to be able to get one within the next 5 years. Major Harris was an isolated season. When he was gone, he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, with Major Harris, my opinion on that is, that was a loaded team.
It was.
You win a title, that would be 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
But it changes the trajectory of the program.
It does.
So when that changes the trajectory, it changes the way people view us, from coaches to players to the whole consciousness of the entire nation. We're a national championship winning program. And I feel like everything from there grows.
No, I agree with that.
In 2007, Rich Rod, if he doesn't leave, nothing, like you mentioned, if Major Harris doesn't get hurt, nothing's guaranteed. Rich Rod not leaving doesn't guarantee us anything either.
Yeah, no.
Because part of what I think's happened to Rich Rod is we've seen he left West Virginia. He has not been able to mimic the success that he had here in the Mountain State. Part of why is because, like anything else, with technology, with innovation, people catch up. So Rich Rod had an innovative offense, and people caught up. One of the things that was frustrating for me as a Mountaineer fan when he was a coach is that he didn't seem to make in-game adjustments. He had a game plan that was superior to yours.
And you know I was frustrated with that a lot of times.
He had a game plan that was superior to yours. If you were able to make an adjustment, he often did not adjust to
That
whatever.
was my biggest thing. He had a game plan, that was wonderful. If you figured it out, he's done. If you didn't, he would run up the score.
And I think that's what we're seeing manifest in his career now. So from Michigan to Arizona. Now, Michigan, there was sabotage. Or people will tell you, you read stories about Lloyd Carr. There's a book written about it. We're not going to go into that in detail. But you can make your arguments about Brady Hoke building his success based essentially on what Rich Rod was building.
Yeah.
Same way he did in Morgantown. But at Arizona, what's the excuse now? So what I'm saying to you is, it's not guaranteed that if Rich Rod stayed, that the innovation, that the advantage that we had schematically would have continued.
So what it boils down to is, are you going to take the one shot in a game, your one shot, you got one shot, or are you banking on a program over the next few years having an opportunity? Do you want to be at the pinnacle and take your shot at the pinnacle, or do you feel like you have a span of time? You know what I mean?
I believe that I take the 88 title because that was the title game. Major Harris stays healthy, I think we win. Major was special. He finished third in the Heisman one year, fifth the other year, and he would have won the Heisman had he been at.
You know who else is special?
Pat White.
Michael Vick.
Yeah, but Michael Vick never had the cast. That 88 team was loaded. They had a ton of talent. I mean, it wasn't like it was just him.
That's my only.
No, they had Reggie Remmer. They had James Jett.
I'm not hating. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I'm not hating.
But that team was loaded for bear. They had tons of talent, and not only that, everything changed because what people kept saying is what they always say, that West Virginia only won because they didn't play anybody. West Virginia only won because nobody paid them any attention. You win that title, and everybody's paying attention because you didn't just win the title. You beat Notre Dame.
I agree.
You beat Notre Dame. This is not like you beat. Like when Duke beat Butler in the national title game, and it could have been us in basketball in the NCAA tournament when Deshaun gets hurt. People could say, well, you just beat Baylor or Butler, which is garbage because a title's a title. But in this case, we would have beaten Notre Dame at the top.
I will say this. I don't agree with you. But one thing that people always say is, if they get there to the championship, they say, don't take it for granted you're going to get back. So that opportunity, we were actually there. It wasn't a 5-year span of we're good enough and we have this offense and we have Terrell Pryor and we have this. We were actually there to get it done.
We had 4 quarters.
So I hear what you're saying.
And so in my opinion, that's what I think is better because ultimately we could have changed everything that you could say about West Virginia football in one game. And if Major doesn't separate his shoulder, I believe that's what happens. Yeah. And granted, I was only 5 years old, but I paid a lot of attention in the meantime to stories that were written, to video that I watched. I have a whole library full of games from that season where I could watch that team. In hindsight, of course, is 2020. But if I had to choose, this is Mountaineer Would You Rather, and what I would rather is Major Harris doesn't separate his shoulder. We win the Fiesta Bowl. We're national champions, and in my opinion, our status has changed forever.
Yeah.
And what are you choosing? Just to clarify.
I choose the Rich Rod stays.
Keep Rich Rod. Keep
but the good
keep our
thing
hometown boy.
The truth is,
our native son.
By the way, this is why I'm always depressed. The truth is, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
because we're going to win the national championship this year.
Hey, Kool-Aid is on sale.
No, Kool-Aid is on sale. It's already drank. So if you didn't get yours, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
He drank it up. He always drinks it up. By the way, don't ever let him fool you. If you are one of those people who every year thinks we're going undefeated, winning the national title, and our quarterback's going to win the Heisman, then you probably, quite likely, are
a real Mountaineer. That's what he...
I was going to say related to JFE, but a real Mountaineer works too. We love y'all. Mountaineer Would You Rather. See you next week. Thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Check the links in the description for all our other media outlets.
And no matter what you do, no matter what you heard, no matter what we said, don't forget, we also hate Pitt.